Tony Hadley, and more than £5,500. The story starts with a radio station in Singapore that offered 10,000 Singaporean dollars to the first person who could name all 14 celebrities in a clip. Now, Mohammed spent months trying to win the prize, and this was his second attempt. Have a listen.
Yes, you've been following, so let me run it by you again, and that is you have to identify all the 14 names correctly in the clip, and they should be in the correct order in order for you to win the $10,000 prize. Okay?
Okay, sure.
All right. Now, I can only play you the clip once, so listen very closely. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here it goes.
Go
905.
the station.
That sounds good.
And
Feel good. Okay, have you got the names?
yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, number 1, Tony Hadley. Number 2, Madonna. Number 3, Maggie Wheeler. Number 4, Ellen DeGeneres. Number 5, Jim Carrey. Number 6, George Clooney. Number 7, David Bowie. Number 8, Belinda Carlisle. Number 9, Julie Andrews. Number 10, Lionel Richie. Number 11, Stevie Wonder. Number 12, Meryl Streep. Number 13, Michael Bublé. Number 14, Rebecca Lim.
You know, I have to say that I'm glad you got the name Belinda Carlisle pronounced right. Although I really don't know if that's one of the correct names, so let's check with the judge now. Hey, Shalihan, you got 13 correct names, 13 of them in the correct place. Not bad. Keep working on it. All the best.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. It turns out that he didn't win the prize only because they say he mispronounced Tony Hadley's name. How he got 14 names, I don't know. That's a brilliant quiz, right? Now, Mohammed appealed to Tony to ask him to intervene, which he did. But even the legendary Spandau Ballet singer could not help. Mohammed joins us live from Singapore. Mohammed, good afternoon to you.
Hi, good evening from my side. I'm doing very good.
Welcome to the programme, Mohammed. How did you feel when you realised that you didn't win?
Clearly, I feel like a bit devastated because it was pure hard work from me and my family, my wife, my father-in-law, who joined in through the effort as well.
So let me get this clear. You answered in that it's a very complicated quiz, but 14 celebrities or singers to be identified or actors to be identified. You identified all 14, but they say you didn't win because you didn't pronounce Tony Hadley's name correctly.
Yeah.
Well, if I was you, I'd be really angry.
Yeah, indeed I was, but at that point of moment, it wasn't hit onto me because we as the listeners, we thought that number 11 spot, Stevie Wonder, was off, you see. So everyone was going around the circle, guessing the number 11 spot randomly without getting it right. Until the very last 2 days of the contest, where one contestant managed to, lucky enough to get a call through in, and he said exactly the same thing that I said, and he won the prize. That was when I feel a little bit unfair and injustice there.
Well, how did you pronounce Tony Hadley's name?
Tony Hadley.
How did the other guy pronounce Tony Hadley's name?
Pardon?
How did the other guy who won pronounce Tony Hadley's name?
Tony Hadley.
Tony Hadley, good afternoon. How do you pronounce your name, Tony?
Tony Hadley. Hello, Roberto.
Hello, Tony.
Hello, Mohammed.
Hey, hi, Tony Hadley. Wow, you such an honor.
I'm good. This is the most bizarre thing I think I've ever been involved in, and I just, as I said on the video that I sent to you, I just don't understand it. As far as I'm concerned, you pronounced my name correctly, And I think the radio station should cough up the money. You got all 14 right. But I think you're having your fourth child as well. Your fourth baby's on its way.
Yes, correct.
So you need the money. You need the money.
the money is not going to change my life, but it's going to ease me up in times of need. During this COVID also. And then, obviously, the 10K that they are offering is not a full cash. It's 10K cash price with shopping spree, you see. So even though for me, it's not going to be a 10K cash, but I could have used the shopping spree for my kids and for my newborn that is going to be due up in August.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's not going to change your life, but listen, every bit helps, and it's still a considerable amount of money. And with the new baby coming, there's probably prams to buy and baby clothes, and so it will certainly help. I don't understand why the radio station are being... by all accounts, the radio station that's sponsoring my show as well, I just found out.
The argument is, hang on, the argument is because Mohammed didn't pronounce your name correctly, Tony Hadley. Tony Hadley sounds like Tony Hadley. There's only one Tony Hadley.
There is only one Tony Hadley.
Yes, that was the main point, actually, you see. So I was actually quite devastated when I got to know that the winner actually had the same list as me, and to the point that I'm actually the first one to solve the quiz 2 weeks before the contest ends. I just find it quite funny, sad, angry of all the whole saga that's going on around, you see.
Mohammed, why don't you go back to the radio station in Singapore and tell them you've spoken to the real Tony. And Tony, I tell you what, there aren't many people of Tony's fame and talent that would answer an email from a person and try to help Tony. Because people don't know, Tony Hadley is a top fella. Thank you, Tony. But you should go back to the radio station, Mohammed. You've spoken to the Tony Hadley, and we all think that you should have the money.
Yeah, that's what I did. When I sent because it was a collective effort from my family. My wife was saying, hey, let's try our chance. So I was finding for Tony Hadley email, and I got through the manager email. And honestly, I was quite shocked. Tony Hadley even bothered to have the minute to send me the video to eventually help me through this matter. So I actually forward to the radio station in Singapore, along with my email towards Tony Hadley and the video that Tony Hadley has sent to me. So the funny part is they are still adamant on their decision.
We'll go back to try them again. Tell them you've spoken to the BBC and Tony Hadley, and we say cough up.
We say get the money. Give him the money.
Give him the money, Mohammed. And listen, Tony.
That's what.
Tony, hang on, Mohammed.
Been backing me up.
Mohammed, go back and let me know how you go on. Mohammed, here's the other thing. How nice is it to speak to Tony Hadley, the Tony Hadley?
Well, I feel so honored. When you tell me earlier, I was shaking. I mean, like, wow, this is the first time this is happening to me, and my wife were like so happy. And my wife, Mr. Tony, and my wife did ask to tell you that today actually is our 4th year wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah.
Congratulations on that, and congratulations on the new baby.
Thank you.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. At first, I thought, is this a hoax? Is someone playing a game? And then I realised it was, it was true. Excuse the pun. I back you all the way. You deserve the $10,000, and they should give it to you. And listen, Mohammed, good luck with the baby and all the children.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tony Hadley.
Mohammed, we'll talk soon. Listen, go back to the radio station. Tell them we have the BBC and Tony Hadley on your side. We think you should get the money.
Yes. I will definitely get back again.
Okay, congratulations on the anniversary and good luck with the baby.
Good luck, Mohammed.
Thank you,
Mohammed.
So much. Thank you, Mr. Tony. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Mohammed. Take care. Bye-bye.
Tony, I tell you what, I've not heard of a story like this before.
Well, to be honest, I just thought, I'd send him a little video, and I thought, I'll send him a video saying, look, as far as I'm concerned, you pronounced my name correctly, so therefore you're entitled to the money. And all of a sudden, it's gone ballistic. The BBC in Singapore phoned me up yesterday, and it's everyone's saying, fight for the little man kind of thing. And I didn't think it was going to grow into something like this. It's quite kind of bizarre. But the fact is, he did pronounce my name correctly, and therefore he deserves the money. And, you know, with his baby number 4 on its way, you know, he should have it.
Well, also, in terms of PR, if you were anyone running that radio station, for the sake of £5,500, the publicity they're getting, make the gesture. It's brilliant.
Well, exactly. I mean, I'm hoping that they're going to turn around and say, look, Mohammed, in the good spirit of diddle-diddle-da-da, we want to give you the money. We made a mistake, and here we are, and enjoy the money and good luck with the baby. And they should do that. But by all accounts, it's one of the wealthiest stations in Singapore. And I only found out today that it's the one that's sponsoring my show when we go there in November. But I'm not so sure they might be sponsoring me anymore.
No, of course they will. Tony, thank you. And seriously, above everything else, right, the fact that Mohammed reached out to you and you got in touch with him just shows, if people don't know, just shows what a great bloke you are. Thank you, Tony.
Oh, mate, listen, I do try and, you know, I mean, the one thing during this lockdown that I've been doing is lots of shout-outs to people, care workers, NHS, all that kind of stuff, but also people's anniversaries and things come through.
Don't I know? Don't I know, Tony?
Yeah, well, exactly. You do. So you try and, you know, it's difficult times for everybody out there, so you just try and spread a little bit of happiness, I suppose, and Mohammed will be very happy if he gets the $10,000.
Let's find out. Tony, thank you, sir. Look after yourself.
Roberto, I'll see you soon, mate.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
sir. The one and the only Tony Hadley.